Remote assistance is, well, it's kind of a pain in the neck. I'll show you why here in a minute. We're using Windows 7 machines because remote assistance has now been replaced in Windows 10 by something called Quick Assist. And you'll see why. Let's try to get some assistance. I have PC2 here and PC1 over here. These are virtual machines. And they do communicate with each other. And I've also set up some sharing, and you'll see why in a minute. But this R share right here is shared out so that PC1 can access it. All right, let's start by just typing remote assistance. And we're going to go ahead and open that. Okay, here it is, and I have two options: either invite someone you trust to help you or help someone who has invited you. Well, let's say that PC2 is the one that needs the help. PC1 is the expert who can provide the help. So I want somebody, I'm PC2 over here, and notice that the one who needs the help is the one that needs to initiate this, according to this. So I want to invite someone that I trust to help me. I need some help, right? So I'm going to go ahead and click that one, and it has saved this invitation as a file. So I have to have an invitation file, and I'm going to put it in the desktop in this R share. I'm just going to save that invitation. So now it's in there, and it also gives me this thing here, and it says, okay, you're also going to need this password, and it's quite a long one. I'm going to write it down: WXYKZ8GD6X8B. All right, so what has to happen now is I have to send this file and this password over to whoever's running PC1 over here. Well, since they might be in two different buildings or two different locations, I'll probably have to email it. I could probably walk it over there on a USB or a floppy disk or something. However, if I could walk that far, then they could probably just come over and help me anyway. So I have to email this to this person. But since I set up a share earlier, I won't have to go through that. I can just go to the desktop, R share. Here's that invitation file. I'm just going to go ahead and copy it over here, but let's pretend we emailed it. So what a pain. After all, if the person is having trouble with their computer, they may not even have access to their email. So at any rate, now let's go over here to PC1 and type remote assistance. Did I mistype that? Yes, I did. REMOTEASSIS. Okay, remote assistant. Okay, now we want to help someone who has invited us, right? So PC1 wants to be the helper. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. I'll click the, by the way, that other thing that you just saw there, the Easy Connect, I have not been able to make it work very well. So I'm using the invitation method. All right, let's go ahead and open that invitation, and it's going to need that password now. So now we have to give the person the password, probably over the phone or something. WXY. Okay. Would you like to allow Roger to connect to your computer? Yes, I would. And there's the connection. Well, now this is interesting. PC1 should have access to PC2 and be able to move this thing around, but it doesn't work that way. Look, PC2 has access to move it around on PC1. It's actually backwards. It appears that the PC2 over here is the one that's in control, and PC1 doesn't have any control over PC2. So it's exactly backwards from the way that it was worded on the invitations. This is the frustrating thing about remote assistance. It works backwards. You have to email a file to somebody, which is just a pain in the neck, and then you have to have that big long password. So it was much improved with Quick Assist later on, as we'll see.